right, let's talk about Napoleon. Surrounded by cannon fire, Napoleon was very calm, and he had a habit of sitting down in the middle of the battle and writing letters, long letters, back to the Senate to tell them how to run the country. So he once wrote, "Get your principles straight, the rest is a matter of details." So I'm not here to discuss Napoleon's guiding principles on blockchain, but I do think he would be impressed by blockchain's height, you know, being 5'5". He would have been impressed. He would have loved blockchain. But what I want to talk about today is our core principles around privacy. Because if we can get that straight, the rest will be a matter of details. I am Lisa Loud, and I'm what is called in this space an OG in blockchain. I led BitMEX to marketing success in 2017, and then following that, I led Shapeshift operations before diving into DeFi trading. So I discovered Secret a couple of years ago, and it was a wonderful moment. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there we go. Okay. It was a wonderful moment for me. There's Napoleon. You missed that. Okay, wonderful moment because I realized that Secret was the key to the path to the future for blockchain. Confidential computing was the missing ingredient that would make blockchain usable by everybody. So now in 2024, I'm leading the Secret Network Foundation. Here I am, and I'm focusing on growing the ecosystem of confidential computing. So this year has been fairly life-changing for me because of two amazing, incredible conversations that I had. Earlier this year at ETH Denver in February, I had the pleasure of speaking face-to-face with Hester Peirce, Commissioner Hester Peirce of the SEC. So the blockchain, she's one of my heroes, I have to admit, because she places herself in the middle of the SEC, which is quite a hostile environment towards crypto and several other things. And blockchain's viewed with hostility, fear, but she stands there as a champion for cryptocurrency. And she's a beacon of hope for a lot of us in the industry. She told me, and this shocked me, she told me, she's in the SEC, she said, "I'm worried that the blockchain industry is too eager to embrace compliance, too eager to build in backdoors that will compromise our basic human rights." This stunned me. I was not expecting to hear this from her. But as our conversation concluded, Commissioner Peirce entrusted me with a mission, and it was to gather ideas for new regulations that would safeguard users' privacy while fostering blockchain innovation. So I embraced this quest wholeheartedly. I embarked on a journey that would lead to the birth of a new narrative. A few days later, blockchain did its thing. We had a meeting of our ecosystem, and several of the people here were at that meeting. To me, like it was a pivotal moment. What happened was we talked about the future of confidential computing, on-chain privacy, and a new narrative was born called DeCC, Decentralized Confidential Computing. And we're actually following this event right in like about an hour. We're going to have the DCC Day, our conference, where we talk about all the different aspects of confidential computing. I invite you to stay, continue to enjoy the networking and the snacks and the drinks. We have some amazing speakers. We actually have Michael Casey coming to speak. He is an editor at Forbes, one of the senior editors at CoinDesk. So I can't wait to hear his opinions on this. So similar to DePIN, we're all here for DePIN, DCC is a category of innovation that will revolutionize our future. In February, it was just a concept, but here today we are having DCC Day, the third one. And it's a movement. It involves over 20 companies, 20 active projects. Just last week, DeCC was featured in Forbes as one of the new narratives, the biggest new narrative in blockchain today. So then in Austin, I had the privilege of meeting with Commissioner Pierce a second time to give her an update on what I was working on, the group that we had gathered together about regulations. And I asked her a difficult question. I said, you don't have to answer this, but do you ever think you'll give up being a champion of cryptocurrency within the SEC? And she set me straight. She said, I'm not a champion of cryptocurrency. I am a champion of people's right to choose and people's right to privacy. So she said, I can't imagine a time when I wouldn't be passionate about that. So no, she's not giving up. So you might be wondering, okay, what is the overlap here? Well, I'm talking about regulations, I'm talking about DCC, but the thing is this, US crypto regulations affect everyone building in blockchain, everyone around the world. Whether you try to avoid those regulations by going elsewhere, or you don't build at all because you're worried about them, or you just ignore them and hope that you fly under the radar. Everyone's thinking about them all the time. You have to deal with them. The US has very long arms, as you've seen over the past couple of years. And on-chain transparency, so yes, US regulators would love to have the opportunity to invade our privacy at any moment that they choose. But even they don't think it's a good idea for everyone around the world to have access to that, to your private data. They just want them to have it. So here we are at the crux of two movements. We have regulation, removing outdated regulations to allow decentralized innovation, and then we have innovating on blockchain to protect sensitive data and intellectual property in a decentralized world. Some people tell me I need to pick a side. Am I on the side of regulation? Am I on the side of privacy? But to me, the hard work consists of bringing those two sides together. So we need a path to build compliance, and we need a path to build privacy. These are the two existential questions that face us for blockchain today. And there's no point in continuing to build and talking as though they don't threaten the very fabric of this industry. So whether you're American, European, Asian, or a global citizen, whether you believe in government or whether you stay off-grid, we're all witnessing this huge collision in the blockchain industry between regulation and privacy. We're witnessing the collision of traditional power structures and technical innovation. So at Secret, we're building tools to support public chains in building dApps that use encrypted data and computation. We do that using secure enclaves or trusted execution environments, where data can be stored on-chain without being publicly visible. And the way we do this is using hardware, DePIN essentially, to secure our nodes for the blockchain, for the secret blockchain. So there's many different ways to do this. I've listed some of these ways on the slide here. There's FHE, there's ZK, zero knowledge, there's multi-party compute, and then there's trusted execution environments, which use hardware as a shortcut. At Secret, we're building trusted execution environments as a layer 2 for blockchain, for EVM and the broader ecosystem. And the reason we use TEEs is that it makes it much easier and faster and lower compute time for people to implement privacy on-chain. So Ripple's CTO, David Schwartz, said in his keynote in Denver that what XRPL needs and other chains need most today is trusted execution environments, secure enclaves using hardware for blockchain. At Secret, we already knew that. Our founders were working on this 6 years ago, They knew this was going to be the future. Maybe it took a little longer than we thought, but we're here now. We're the oldest, most mature chain that uses trusted execution environments, most advanced platform, and we use the SGX Secure Enclave. So DCC and Hester's Army are two sides of the same movement. And we're here to usher in the next age of the global economy. We invite you to start building in confidential computing today. We invite you to start using secret, using EVM. The toolkit is here if you would like to, scan that QR code and start building with secret, feel free. That's the starting point. And I invite you to join this movement towards transparency, towards better regulations, and usher in the next age of the global economy. Let's get our principles straight. The rest is a matter of details. Thank you.